Hi friends! I hope you're well. It's Miss Brittany from the Racine Zoo, and today we're going to be reading a story. It's going to be story time with Miss Brittany, and I'm super excited that you're here with me today. So, today we're going to be reading a story about a super friendly zookeeper who goes and always visits his friends, but one day he gets sick and he can't go visit his friends. So what do you think happens? I think there's going to be a really fun surprise at the end. Do you want to find out with me? You do? Great. So, we're going to be reading A Sick Day for Amos McGee. I love this book. This is one of my favorite books. Amos McGee was an early riser. Every morning when the alarm clock changed, he swung his legs out of bed and swapped his pajamas for a fresh pressed uniform. He would wind his watch and set a pot of water to boil and saying to the sugar bowl, "A spoonful for my oatmeal, please, and 2 for my teacup." With his belly full and ready for a workday, he would amble out of the door. He's on his way to work. Every day, Amos waited for the number 5 bus. Can you show me 5 fingers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next stop, City Zoo, the bus driver would call. At 6 a.m., right on time, he'd reply. Amos had a lot to do at the zoo, but he always made time to visit his friends. He would play chess with the elephant, who thought and thought before making a move. And he would run races with the tortoise, who never ever lost. He would sit quietly with the penguin, who was very shy. And he'd lend a handkerchief to the rhinoceros, who always had a runny nose. And at sunset, he would read stories to the owl, who was very afraid of the dark. One day, Amos awoke with the sniffles and the sneezes and the chills. He swung his achy legs out of bed and curled them back up again and said, "Oh, I don't think I'll be going into work today." Meanwhile, at the zoo, the animals waited for his friend. The elephant arranged his pawns and polished his castles. The tortoise stretched his legs and limbered up. The penguin sat patiently all by himself. The rhinoceros worried about his allergies and that they were worsening, and the owl perched atop a tall stack of storybooks, scratching his head with concern. "Where is Amos?" the animals wondered. They're all missing their friend. Later that day, the animals decided that they were going to surprise their friend. So they waited at the bus stop for the number 5 bus. They got on the number 5 bus. And they went and surprised Amos. "Hooray," he said, "my good friends are here." It made him feel so much better. The elephant prepared a game of chess. Amos thought and thought before making a move. "I'm too tired to run races today," said Amos to the tortoise. "Let's play hide and seek instead. The tortoise hid inside his shell, and Amos beneath his covers. Amos yawned. I could use a nap. So the penguin sat quietly, keeping Amos's feet warm. Achoo! Amos awoke with a sneeze, but the rhinoceros was ready with a handkerchief. I'm beginning to feel much better. Thank you, said Amos to all his friends. He swung his legs out of bed and he said, perhaps we shall share a pot of tea. Amos wound his alarm clock and said, it's getting late. After all, we've got a morning bus to catch. So Amos said goodnight to the elephant, goodnight to the tortoise, goodnight to the penguin, goodnight to the rhinoceros, goodnight to the owl, who, knowing that Amos was afraid of the dark, read a story out loud before turning out the lights. The end. And now they're fast asleep. Wasn't that so sweet that all his animals came and said hello to Amos when he wasn't feeling well? That was such a sweet surprise. I thought this was the perfect book with everything that's going on right now because there's a lot of people that aren't feeling well, and the zoo is a great place to go and cheer you up. So we can't wait to have the zoo open again for you all to come and be cheered up by all the animals. We know that they love seeing you, and we love seeing you there at the zoo, and we can't wait to have you back. In our book, Amos was a zookeeper, which means that he takes care of the animals that live at the zoo. That's a really, really important job to have. And so I want to tell you 3 fun facts about zoos. 1, zoos offer a ton of education. When you come to the zoo, you can learn about all sorts of different kinds of animals. At the Racine Zoo, you can learn about over 200 different types of animals. That's a lot of animals. And more than that, the Racine Zoo offers a ton of programs. We go to schools and we teach about animals at schools, but schools also come to us and we offer preschool programming. We offer programs for Boy Scouts and Girl Scout troops. We offer programs when we do birthday parties and sleepovers. We offer so many different types of programs where people get to learn all about animals, why they're important, and how to help them. My second fact about zoos is that while you come to the zoo and learn all about animals, our zookeepers and scientists are learning new things about our animals every day. Every day that we have an animal here at the zoo, we get to learn about them and we get to collect that data and that research and we get to use it to help them thrive, to take better care of them, to help their environment, to help them in the wild. All of that information that we're learning, we can use to better help the animal. And that's really, really important because we want to take care of these animals and we want to make sure that we keep them around and that we allow them to thrive in the wild. And so every day we have an animal at the zoo, we are really using that data and that information to better protect them and their environments. And that's really, really important. My third really awesome fact about zoos is that zoos help endangered species. All the zoos communicate together and make sure that we take care of endangered species. So species that are endangered or almost extinct, we want to help them thrive and we want to help them repopulate. And so we communicate with other zoos and we work out a way to help endangered species do that. And that's really, really important for our environment because every species is crucial to the ecosystem and to the world. And so we want to make sure that we're taking care of them. And so zoos is a vital way to do that. So friends, I hope you liked my story today and I hope you learned a little bit on why zoos are important, and I will see you next time. Bye!